thank you for joining me. Today's question is more about what I love to talk about, the ethereal plane, and how we work in conjunction with the universe around us. So did you know that the universe, or the ethereal plane that is on the other side of the veil that we can't see, is not like smooth and glassy? It's not like a flat plane. It's actually very textured. So it kind of looks like a huge plane of a gravel road, maybe. But it's very textured, and that's because there are so many intersections and waves and particles participating on the other side of this veil that our brain is doing a fabulous job of making some sort of order or earthly order for us to understand the world around us. But the interesting thing is that I wanted to say when we're talking about waves and particles is that something can be both a wave and a particle at the exact same time. We are waves and we are a particle. Right when that sperm hit the egg, right at our inception point, it created a new particle, and that particle is us. Now, we are also an electromagnetic organism, which means that we have waves or a circuit of energy. So literally, we are a wave and we are a particle. Now, the cool thing about being a particle is you can be in multiple places at the exact same time. And I know you're probably thinking, Marin, I'm a little bit big to be a particle. Have you seen my body? Look at me. I'm way too big to be a particle. Well, if I was to take you or myself and pick you up and take you all the way to the middle of our universe and drop you off, I'll guarantee that you are not that big. You are the size of a particle. Now, because we can be a particle and we can be in multiple places at the exact same time, we actually live in what some theorists would call a multi-world experience or a multiverse, which basically states that instead of taking one trajectory or one path, we're taking multiple trajectories or multiple paths at the exact same time. So every time we have a decision, so decision A and decision B, we're actually branching at that point. So we're kind of fracturing our vision, kind of like a kaleidoscope fractures light, and we can see multiple different colors and things like that. Well, our particle has a whole bunch of different vantage points. And when we come to a decision, we fracture one of those vantage points, and then we turn it in from one vantage point. We're now creating two vantage points. So we get to play out, see, and experience option A, and we get to see, play out, and experience option B at the exact same time. It is the exact same particle. Sometimes I'll say this, okay, cover your right eye. So for you, it's going to look like I'm covering my left eye, but I'm covering my right eye. And now I'm seeing the world through my left eye, okay? And that's just one vantage point. And if I say, take your hand off of your right eye and now cover your left eye, now you have a totally different vantage point. And for me, this is significantly different because I am basically legally blind in this eye, and everything kind of, I can see light and I can kind of see where things are, but I can't, there's not much detail. Okay, so now we're getting two different vantage points. And when we create a whole vantage point, now we're going to take our hands off of both eyes. And both of those trajectories that we're seeing on our eyes are creating one. Now, this is where our parallel lives come into play, because I say that, we're playing out every vantage point. We're playing out every possibility, every potential that this life has. And we're going to pretend that each one of those potentialities of this life is one eyeball. Okay, so now we have trillions of eyeballs. And we're going to pretend that one eyeball can just only look down their trajectory. Just like when we covered our right eye, now we're looking at life and all the options of this life from our left eye. And then from all the other eyes. So each eye has its own trajectory it's looking at. When it fractions, when it branches, then it's kind of creating like another eye to look down those two different options. In the end, what happens is when this body is done, when this body returns back to the natural elements of the world, all of the eyes that had been looking down their own paths. So even though I'm saying we have one covered, it doesn't mean that that's covered. It's just meaning that one of these eyes can look this way, one of these eyes can look this way, but they're not seeing the whole picture yet until this body is done. When this body is done, it's as if all of these trajectories, all of these vantage points come together and create the vision of the whole. So it would be, now we're taking all the blinders off and seeing every decision that we made and how that looks, feels, and experiences, especially when brought together with the other experiences and how the other experiences looked and felt and were played out. So we have the yin and the yang, and we're playing out every single possibility that this life can potentially live, good and bad. And every single trajectory has some bad, and every single trajectory has some good, some a little bit harder and some a little less harder. But in the end, it balances out and creates the whole. I think that kind of did it. And that's it. That's the answer for our question today. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you soon. I have a whole bunch of questions to catch up on, so we're going to start getting more and more of these videos made. And if you have a question, please let me know. You can email me at the website, marin@marinmuter.com, or you can join in on the firesides, and I look forward to seeing you there. Bye.